Okay, so we're going to be looking at putting our two documents together. Okay, we're going to use our source, our Excel sheet, and we're going to put it inside our business document. So again, we don't have to handwrite everything. This makes it so much easier on you guys. All right, so first things first, you've got your business document. You'll want to open it up, make sure that you have it ready and good to go. Now, a couple of you said you needed a few more sentences on it. You guys can do that after I do this. So I really need you all focusing and paying attention, because not that this is really hard, it just, you might miss something, okay? So you're gonna go to mailings on your computer, click mailings. And then where it says select recipients up here, select recipients, you're gonna click use an existing list. Use an existing list, which is the middle one, should be the middle one. We should all be on the same office suite now at this point if we updated the computers. So use an existing list. Give it just a second to open up. You're gonna find your Excel sheet. Take just a second, whether it be on your jump drive or you saved it to that computer. Find your Excel sheet that you made. If you don't know where you saved it by chance, you can always go back to your sheet, go File, Save As, and see where it's showing up at. Don't hit Save As again, but just to see where it's showing up at. Like you go to File, Save As. Mine is under Current Folder, mine is under Downloads. So that's where I need to go to find mine, under Downloads. Hopefully yours is somewhere else, since you didn't download yours. I had to pull mine from my other computer. So I'm going to click my Excel sheet. Everybody find your Excel sheet? Okay, now this is the tricky part, just a little bit, not majorly, but a little tricky. You're going to click it and hit open, or double click it, either way. Now, if you're like me and you have several sheets, I had juniors on one, seniors on another, just because I stole their names for the purpose of that activity. You'll have to figure out which sheet you want to use, okay? Mine actually, I wanted to say mine, I thought mine just said sheet 1. It did. So mine is not picking up for some reason. I'm going to hit rename, and I'm going to put mail merge, and I'm going to hit save again, just in case. And then again, I'm going to go back to my business document and hit cancel. Select recipients using existing list. I'm going to go back to my downloads. Try and click it one more time, and it's still not showing up for some reason. All attendees too. Let me save it in more of a common spot just to try to trick it out. Do y'all see the sheet that y'all been saving to on yours? No, yes, half of you. Okay, well then if half of you are not, make sure you do this. Go back in and save it somewhere else, okay? Mine is like it's not updating, so I'm going to save it somewhere else, so I have to pull it from somewhere else. I'm going to go to the desktop just to save mine, and I'm going to do mail merge, contact, save, and then try it one more time, finding it in a different location though. Cancel, do it one more time. I'm going to go, like I said, to desktop this time. Awesome. So see, now it showed up. It just wasn't refreshing in the background. And that's not a big deal. Just sometimes you may need to save it in a different spot. Say it was once saved in a folder. I just realized how close I am to that camera. Say it was saved in a folder. You might want to pull it out of the folder and save it in a different spot. It just sometimes, again, it's not refreshing. So notice I saved to the desktop. Now I see my mail merge tab that I was working from. Okay. So I'm going to click on the mail merge tab. And this is really important. It says my first row of data contains column headers. You know how we put first name, last name, like literally first name, last name, phone number? That means yes, you want to leave that checkbox. Now, if you forgot to do that and you just started on row 1 with Jessica Ramirez and you didn't put first name, last name, okay, you would uncheck that so that it can give it names. So leave it checked, because all of you should have matched mine up. Leave it checked and you're going to hit OK. Give it just a second to process. Now, if it was a really, really long list, like say you worked really for Nike and you had 50,000 employees, it might take a little while to render the document and think about what it's wanting to do. But since we just did our classroom, it's not going to take that long. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to stay on my mailing tab in case you got accidentally clicked off. You're still on your mailing tab, okay? What you're going to do is you're going to insert merge fields. You're going to click that. Notice it pulled from the headers from our sheet. See, it says first name, last name, street, city, state, zip. Attributes. Remember, that's if you was a hard worker, you were always on time, all that good stuff. If you did that one, and I said you don't have to do that unless you're one of my advanced kids that works fast and you need something else to do, I want you to do those attributes. You know who you are. When you work fast, you get done before everybody. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and address this letter to our people. All right, a lot of you put your little blanks in since we were several days out from doing this and everybody finishing their list and their letter. So you can take these and put them in place of your blank lines. So for example, if I was going to send my list to whoever's first name, I can come up here, I can double click my line, I can click first name. This is something you need to know though. It doesn't know to space it out. It would do a run-on name. It would put like Megan Jones in one line, no space. So you have to add your spaces. You always have to use your commas, your periods, all that stuff still. Okay, so I've got first name. I need to go space, come back up here to my merge field, and I'm going to insert last name. Okay, now notice I didn't put a space right here, so I need to make sure I click back and add a space. Okay. Add a space. Something I will tell you, notice how my first name is highlighted there in gray. You want to always make sure it gets unhighlighted because it will print highlighted. It will print highlighted, even though it's not really clicked or anything like that. Okay. When you're adding an address, make sure you have your capitalized letters, your periods, and all that good stuff. Where does a comma go when you're writing the city, state, zip code? Where does a comma go? After what? After what? City. But there's not a comma after the state, okay? In my last class, a lot of people kept putting 2 commas around the state. There's not. A lot of places don't even put a period after the abbreviated state anymore. So just like I've got it, it's good enough for you guys, okay? So you've got your city, comma, space, your state, space, and then zip code. And I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and address this business letter because you always put the person that you're writing to up at the top, just like we Googled for business letters so you guys could see it. You're going to go again, first name. I'm going to add a space, last name. Now, do you guys remember what keystrokes when I don't want to have a big entered space between them? No. Shift enter. Yes, thank you, Angel. Shift enter. So I'm going to hold down shift and hit the enter button so that it's a tight space. Okay. Now I'm going to add. You can either add your phone number if you did a phone number, or you can just go straight into the street. You go street, do shift enter again, and then what am I going to do now for the address? What should I do first? I heard somebody say it, not real loud. What was it? You had it right. City. Okay, now what do I need to do behind my city? Comma or a space? Comma, and then what? Space. And now what do I do? State. And then what? Space, right? And then what? Zip. Perfect. And so see, I'm done with that mail merge. Okay, notice all the brackets, how they did it. You can type it in, but I promise you, you have to do certain little buttons to get the double brackets up and all this stuff. It's just easier to use the gifts they've given you. Use your insert merge field, and that's what we're doing. Okay, now, if you guys are one step ahead and you guys use the attributes, you might have to change your letter up just a little bit, make sure that it reads right. I just used a generic body for my business letter, but I'm going to insert something so you guys can see. I want to personally thank you for, and I can put my attribute, or let's say being and then put a period. You deserve this raise and hopes you have enjoyed your time working for us. And then we can pretend that that's some more mumbo jumbo about the business or whatever, okay? Just getting you guys by. So, this is really what your mail merge should look like. Can y'all see that in the back? Do I need to zoom in just a little bit maybe? I'm going to zoom in closer. So in GIST, my mail merge is just where it's being addressed, their first and last name, and then I put the attribute that we talked about. Like I said, that could be hard worker, on time, whatever it may be, but you want to make sure it would flow into your sentence. So I want to personally thank you for being on time. Maybe you wanted to say in your Excel sheet, now that you see how it's going to flow, maybe in your Excel sheet you need to go back and change on time every day. You see what I'm saying? You want to make sure it flows good. So in your Excel sheet, it could be a sentence that you flowed in, okay? So I'll go back and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. So your Excel sheet, maybe personally thank you for being on time because if I just left it as on time, it might sound kind of funny. I want a person to thank you for being on time. You're like, on time for what? You know, so you can say every day. On time, every day. Maybe this next one can say, for being, you can always repeat your sentence, for being such a hard worker, period. You don't have to put your period, you can leave that period off. But if you wanted to change that, someone put exclamation point or anything like that, you could always do that. Alright, I'm going to pretend like we have several. Now, look what I just did, okay? I've already loaded this sheet, and I just made changes to it. What do you think I need to do? Do you think it's going to read it automatically? If I just changed it? No, it's not, okay? But this is totally fine. This is still easier than to remember handwriting 100 letters, right? Or even typing up 100 letters. All right, you are going to go back to your business document and go back to your mailing page where it says select recipients. You can always use an existing list one more time, and you can reattach it, or actually this one is not pulling my mail merge. Let me go to the different sheet. Awesome. You can do edit recipient list, okay? And you can have it click this one, data source. So did y'all see where I just went, some of you? If you needed to make changes, again, look at this. Edit recipient list, because we already selected this list. So you go to edit recipient list in case you need to make changes. Edit recipient list. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on that mail merge contacts. And since I made changes, I'm just going to hit refresh. And it's going to add in those attributes that I just changed to make it fit my letter. And did y'all see what I just did there? Anybody need to see it again? Raise your hand. It's okay if you do. All right. One more time then. So say I change my attributes. I'm going to go to edit recipient list. Right here, click my data source, hit refresh. Refresh is in the background. Okay? Make sure if you made those changes that you hit save. They might not show up. So edit recipient list, just in case I didn't. Refresh. Okay. Now, say you want to see what it would look like before you printed all these out, just to check it. Alright. Angela. Wake your neighbor up. Okay. Okay. You're going to hit preview results. So now I can see Jessica Smith to Glory Avenue, Crossville, Alabama. Dear Jessica Smith, I want to personally thank you for being on time every day. So see how we typed it on the one list, shows up correct every time. All right. Now also, one more thing, you want to make sure you preview the results, but you also can filter through all of your people. So see, I can go to the second one and change to Meg Jones. Okay. Something I did forget to do is add my comma after Jessica Smith, Meg Jones, whatever it might have been. Okay. So this way you can proof it and make your changes as needed. Okay. Anybody have any questions about that? Y'all, this is huge, 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 huge for prom letters, if it will come up, like prom letter. Miss Wendy is typing up certificates for soccer, softball, all kinds of stuff. But what she's doing is she's putting it in there, she's typing somebody's name, hit print. Typing somebody's name, hitting print. Typing somebody's name, hit print. So if she had her list, she could mail merge, click that button, recipient, send it to print, and it would print all of them. Okay? So let me show you something one more time. One last thing, and then I'm going to let you guys get to work and play around with it. Most of you may be done already, especially you guys that are fast. You can do finish and merge. Print documents and individual documents, there's all kinds of options. Print documents, you can print all of them. Say you had 50,000 employees, you can print all 50,000. Say you wanted to do 50 at a time, you could do 1 through 50. Then your next set would be 51 through 100, or whatever it might be. You could do current record. Say that Ace Ryan, you just needed to reprint his because you spilled coffee on it on your desk as you were stuffing in the envelope. You could say print current record, and it would print that one page, whatever record you were on from the preview. Okay? Since we have 30 something in our class, 30 times 30 is what, 900 something pages? So we are not going to print all of your mail merges. Okay? In Google Classroom, I fixed to open a spot for you guys to upload your mail merge Excel sheet and this one. Now it will say, did you want to save them attached? And you just say yes. Okay? So I would print and say okay, and it would send it to the printer just like normal, and it would tell me how many pages. But again, we're not going to print our 900 sheets. Okay? So just as long as you know how to do it, you can usually figure out the rest whenever you really need to use this task. Okay? Any questions? Any questions? All right, that is all we're going to do today. I'm going to let you guys play around with it. Make sure you have all your mail spots. Okay?